You guys ready?
Yeah, okay, great. Perfect.
Absolutely.
Well, welcome, everyone. We have big Stargate news to talk about today. My name is Darren Sumner. I've been covering the franchise for more than 25 years over at the fan site gateworld.net.
And my name is David Reed. I run Dial the Gates, which is a cast and crew interview archive on YouTube.
This is so exciting. This has been a very hard secret to keep for the last 18 months, but we can announce today that a brand new Stargate series is coming to Prime Video.
What?
Brad, this shouldn't be news to you.
Oh, right, it isn't, but it is great news.
Still just hearing it is like, oh my God.
So, hey up, it's Steve, that old Yorkshire geek. Welcome to this, not impromptu, but unexpected, a little bit, live stream where we're going to talk about Stargate. I'll get rid of that, I just wanted to play that. The big announcement that rocked the Stargate fan world. We're getting new Stargate on Amazon, a new series, show run by Martin Guerrero. I'm going to say that chap, but you can't see him. Martin Guerrero, and with old Stargate hands, Brad Wright, Joseph Malozzi aboard, as well as Roland Emmerich and Dean Devlin. It should be good. We hope. So I thought I'd do a stream where I just talk about the hopes for the series, what we wish is going to happen, fan theories and all that, and maybe what we think might actually happen. So there we go. So that's what we're going to do. So I've actually written down some of my thoughts on this, my hopes for the series. So I'll go through them in a minute. Just let me get rid of this on my other screen. Just minimise that. But Wyngrace is here. He says quite the intro. But all right, wasn't it? It was all right. I thought you had all of them on your panel. If only. If I wouldn't know what to say. I'm rubbish. I'm rubbish with guests. I never know what to say to guests. But anyway. Anywho. Right, so, where have I put it? There it is. Before we start, by the way, we've got some new members. I gifted some new memberships a couple of days ago. I think it was Sunday I did it, I think. So we've got Gavin Blackburn, Joshua Kanapke, Deep Thought 42, Archmage Frey, that mysterious man from Twitch, and DJ Play Nice are all members now for a month. But I thought I'd just mention that. Added to the top members, Wyngrace and Michael and Justin 34 and who else? Oh God, I'm blanking. And two others. Oh God, who is it now? Josh Temple, I think. I might be wrong. Oh God, I'm blanking. Never mind. I put myself on the spot, didn't I? Anywho, right. So Stargate is coming back. I can't imagine it'll be for another couple of years. I don't know how far along they are in production. Apparently they haven't cast anybody yet. But I don't know, because they lie, don't they? In Hollywood. They tell big fat fibs. So it'll at least be back end of what we're on, back end of 2020. At least be early 2027, but more likely towards the back end of 2027 before we see anything, or before it's released. I imagine we'll see something before then. Backstage stuff, behind the scenes. That's what I'm trying to say. Behind the scenes stuff and things like that. But what is it going to be about? It's a continuation. It's not a reboot. It's a continuation of existing Star Trek, but a whole new chapter. And I'm hoping, because Roland Emmerich and Dean Devlin are on board as like executive producers, I'm hoping that's just like a ceremonial thing. Because I don't want them to use the movie, if you know what I mean. Because they had their own thoughts on how the series was going to progress, because they were going to do more movies, weren't they? More Stargate movies, but it didn't pan out. This is after Stargate Universe went off the air, but it didn't work out like that. And they were always kind of dismissive of the series, or at least in the early days. But I'm hoping they're not going to have much creative input into this series. And the fact that we've got Martin Gero, who I'd pronounced Gero in video the other day, but never mind. Martin Gero and Joseph Malozzi and Brad Wright there gives me hope that we're going to get a nice continuation of the SG-1 Atlantis Stargate Universe, Stargate Infinity stories. But I don't think it's going to be a direct continuation, as in, picking up where we left off. But I think we might get, mentions and stuff like that. But anyway, right, so I've got my list here on a nice text file. So I'm just going to go through it. I've got it headed up. Oh, hang on. Wingrace says, I literally never heard his name pronounced Gero until this news. Everyone always used to pronounce it Gia. Oh, yeah, Gero. Yeah, I always thought it was Gero, but I've since heard it pronounced Gero. So, and the guys at Gate World say it was pronounced Gero as well. But anywho. Right, so here's my list. I've got headed what I hope we will see. So, I hope this is what I'm just reading from this. I hope we'll see cameos from some of the original cast members from SG-1, and I basically just go through the cast: Richard Dean Anderson, Amanda Tapping, Michael Shanks, Christopher Judge, Corinne Nemec, Beau Bridges, Ben Browder, Claudia Black, Bill Dow, because I want to see Dr. Bill Lee back, Dan Shea with his massive wrench, Gary Jones is a given, I hope, and Tony Amendola as Master Braytac. I hope we see all those, or maybe at least mentioned, but it'd be nice to see all those, or some of those, not all of them, but some of those would be nice. From Atlantis, I don't know, that's it, we've got Joe Flanagan, David Hewlett, Tori Higginson, Rachel Luttrell, Jason Momoa, although I think that's unlikely, but I'm not that bothered, because I was never really a Ronan fan, even though Midway is my favourite episode, but I was never really a Ronan fan. Paul McGillian, David, is it pronounced Nickel or Nichol? I don't know, as Zelenka, one of my favourite characters in Atlantis. Robert Picardo, Mitch Pileggi, and Christopher Heyerdahl, as anybody he wants to be, because he's amazing at anything he does. Wingrace says, just saw Dr. Lee in X-Files last night. He does pop up quite regularly and stuff, doesn't he? Usually Canadian stuff. Bring back Rainbow and finally give him closure. Yes, I didn't mention Rainbow's son Franks, because I couldn't remember what happened to his character. Did he just disappear? He didn't die, did he? They don't know what happened to him. They presume he died, don't they? I think, but I can't really remember. He just vanished, didn't he? It'd be nice to see him come back. Yes, Rainbow's son Franks as Aidan. Oh, I forgot his last name now. Ford, Lieutenant Aidan Ford, isn't it? I think. Same name as my son, curiously. Although my son were born before this came out. And from SGU, anybody. I put anybody as long as we get some sort of resolution for the Destiny team, even if it is us being told that they're still out there, but contact has been lost for unknown reasons. I don't know. Because remember, it's going to carry on apparently in real time as well, so we're going to be... 15 years or whatever, I don't know, I can't remember when SGU ended. Was it 2011? It wasn't it? So 14 years. So that length of time will have passed, apparently. But anyway. They had him coming back along with everyone else in that unproduced season outline they dropped last year. Oh, the season 6 thing. I can't remember. I did a video about it as well, didn't I? And I can't remember. But anyway. But yeah, like I said, the Destiny team. I'd like us to know what's going on with them. I hope they don't just forget about them and just think, oh, nobody liked Stargate Universe, although I did. But so we'll just not mention them. I hope we do get a mention, either that they've made it back or that they're still out there and we don't know what's happened to them. So they're thinking, hopefully they're okay, but we don't know. And that could, even if they said that contact's been lost, it still has the hope that maybe one day they'll get a message from them. Anyway. Right, so here we go. My dream plot. I've got it written down here. How long does it go for? It's not that long, so we'll see. So my dream plot would involve the return of the Furlings, one of the original races, along with the Asgard. I say original races, one of the four races that kind of teamed together, the ancient alliance that teamed together to protect other worlds from races like the Gold, etc. Along with the Asgard, so the Furlings, the Asgard, the Nox, and the Ancients, and now the Tauri humans have become the fifth race, haven't they? But the Furlings, we've never seen, apart from that clip in the episode 200, which doesn't count because that wasn't real. And I put here, even though the original races were presumed to be benevolent, it could be that since their absence, the Furlings have not become evil as such, but are so powerful, bordering on ascended beings, that they see all other life as meaningless to them. Not really. I don't really mean meaningless, but I mean we are like the buzzings of flies to them. You know, to quote Janosch in Ghostbusters 2. You know, we're not worth bothering. A bit like the Q. You know, even though they're not, you know, all powerful. But I've put here, they return to the Milky Way galaxy, their huge ships just appearing out of subspace over many of their former colonies, many of which host Tauri bases by this time, and begin systematically exterminating all intelligent life. I was thinking maybe something similar to what we saw in Babylon 5, you know, when the Vorlons were just going around killing everything that had contact with the Shadows after the Shadow War had ended. I think something along those lines. And I put an old trope, yes, but a good one. We need a big bad after all, don't we? And where are they going to go? Where are they going to go with a big bad? We need something bigger and badder than what we've had previously, don't we? Anyway, this is where I go on. Remember, this is just me fan theory, fan fictioning. They are not small furry creatures. We learn that their name is derived from an ancient dialect meaning the winged ones. Angels, perhaps, or not. Because when we finally see one of them, they are more like humanoid bats. Think of the space vampires from the movie Life Force. And I do have a picture, so just bear with me. I will show you this picture of the vampire bats from Life Force. There they are. Like that. That's a Furling. Sort of. But different, if you know what I mean. Something along those lines. Wingress says, oh, that kind of ties into Infinity, but different. I don't know because I've not seen it. I've only seen like 5 minutes of episode 1. So I don't know. Do they have the Furlings in Infinity? I'll have to force myself to watch it. I have got it on, you know, legally obtained, of course. But anyway, where were we? Come here, thing. Where's my thing gone? There it is. They have been exploring not only our universe, but other dimensions or realities as well. Hang on. Wingress says, the ancients were winged. I'm going to say it like that because it sounds old-fashioned. Winged humanoids in that. Well, all right, fair enough. When did Infinity come out then? So did it come out before we learned that the ancients were just us? But from a long time ago, I don't know. You know, the first evolution of humans or whatever. I don't know, because as I said, I've not watched it. Where were we? Dimensions. They've been exploring not only our universe, but other dimensions or realities as well. And the drives of their ships are interdimensional. And found that most of the corporeal species were revulsed by their bat-like appearance and tried to destroy them. After thousands of years of this, they essentially went insane and began wiping out life in galaxy after galaxy, many realities, ultimately returning home, only to find their homeworlds occupied by humans from Earth and elsewhere. They even exterminate the Nox and the Ascended Ancients. There you go. This is in my fan fiction. Now it is up to Stargate Command and its crack new teams to save the universe from this deadly threat. So there we go. That's what I would like to see happen. And we'd have to, you know, get help from the Tauri. Would have to, obviously the Jafar nation is still out there, so they'd help us. maybe we could get help from the Lucian Alliance. It'd be like a new alliance of previous enemies to go up against the Furlings. So whereas the Furlings joined with the Ancients and the Nox and the Asgard to protect planets from the Goa'uld and other aggressive species, now it'd be the formerly aggressive species, apart from us, joining up to go up against the Furlings. So there we go. That would be my fan fiction, which would be cool. Which even getting the Goa'uld to help out maybe, and the what's it called? Tok'ra. They're still going, aren't they? They're still knocking about, aren't they? Tok'ra. I think they are. Windgrace says it came out in 2002, so probably only season 5 was out back then. No, right. We knew about, did we? I can't remember now. I can't remember what season it was when we started seeing the Ancients knocking about. Can't remember. So there we go. So that's my fan fiction thing that I would like to see. The Furlings being the new big bad. But I don't think that'll happen. But it'd be nice for me. But fan theories never come true, do they? By the way, have you noticed I'm wearing my what is it? Oh, wrong side. My SG3 top, which is a bit tight. I must admit, I've not worn it for a while. My SG3 Marines, because SG3 were Marines, weren't they? And Justin's here saying hello all. You've just missed me talking about my fan fiction hopes for the new Stargate series. But anywho, so going on from that, so what do you think? Do you think that'd be a good idea? The Furlings being the new big bad, or should they just make up something, just have something completely new, like they did with the Ori? That were a new thing, wasn't it? Like evil versions of the Ascended Ancients. Would they just make up something? I imagine they will. It'll just be something completely new. But we'll see what happens, won't we? We will see what happens. Justice says, as long as it is written well and nice acting and good execution, I'm in. Well, yeah, pretty much. Right, so here we go. This is what I think we will actually see. This is what I think what will actually happen. So this could be controversial. I don't know. I can't remember what I wrote. But here we go. Martin Guerrero has said this is an entirely new chapter in the Stargate universe, but they said old fans will be happy with what they will see. I suspect this will be made for a modern audience. Pardon me, and that may put some old fans off. We all saw the amusing segments from the 200 episode, particularly the SG 90210 segment, and we all laughed at that. But I think it might be a bit like that, to be honest. A bit like Starfleet Academy sort of thing, what we're going to see soon. I suspect we might get a little bit of that in this new series. I hope not, but it's in the back of my mind. I also think we'll have a woman in the lead military role. So the new Jack O'Neill or the new John Shepherd, I think won't be a bloke. I think it'll be a woman, in my opinion. Could be wrong, but I think it'll be a woman in the lead role. As I've put, I'm not against that, but again, it might put some fans off. But we've already seen Sam Carter and Elizabeth Weir and some other women at the forefront, but it's always been a man in the lead role, hasn't it? Richard Dean Anderson, Joe Flanagan, etc. And all that. There's always been a man as the leader into action. But and Josh Temple's here in the corner as under the weather. Oh dear, hope you get better soon. Don't be poorly for Thanksgiving, crikey. But yeah, so I think we'll have a woman in the lead role. Any guesses who we could have? Because it's got to be like, an action woman, if you know what I mean. So not somebody that's too old, maybe in her 30s, but somebody who could pull off action. And Windgrace is here, so I'll let him in a minute. Hang on. Do you want to? Are you ready to go? Windgrace? He's ready. He's going like that. I'll add him to the stage then. Hey, there he is. So,
hello,
hello, Windgrace. Welcome to the show. I thought you were at work.
I am, technically.
So yeah, I think we'll have a woman in charge. Who could it be? Who could the cast as a woman? It got to be, as I said, it's got to be somebody that's, an action star, I suppose, or somebody that could pull off being in charge of a bunch of men and women. So I don't. Nobody's popping in my head straight away. Jolene Blaylock, back in the day, maybe, but I don't.
Well, she was already in Stargate, so she just had to take off her wig.
Yes, she was. So they could have her back as I can't remember the character's name. She was a Jafar, wasn't she?
Yeah, no one young is coming to mind. Thinking like Katie Sackhoff or something, but
Yeah. Somebody along those lines. That's what I'm thinking of. But like 35 years old ish or thereabouts. Somebody old enough to be a colonel, I suppose. But Josh Temple says, so Steve, want to tell you, I finally got 2 of your books shipped to my house. 2 are floating around out in Lovelock. All right, cool. Thank you very much. And he wants Gina Torres. Which is Gina Torres? Gina Torres, is that her from Firefly? Yeah, that's Gina Torres.
Firefly, Matrix,
Yeah,
other things.
was she in the Matrix? Oh, I don't remember seeing her in the Matrix. But
Some
yes,
of the
she'd be good.
denizens of what's it called? Zion.
Oh, was she in that? Oh, I never noticed. But yeah, she'd be good. Because I like Gina Torres. She was good in Buffy, wasn't she? She played like a baddie in Buffy, didn't she, for a season? But yeah, somebody along those lines. Yes, somebody athletic. Anyway, I'll carry on with my little diatribe that I've got written down here, and then Wingrace can let us know what he thinks. What else have I written? I think there will be interpersonal drama, similar to what we saw in Stargate Universe. I just hope it doesn't get too much. I think that was one of SGU's failings. We wanted to see the adventure, not so much the relationships, particularly via the communication stones. I think that got in the way a lot. They overused the communication stones and used it for like the relationships back home and all that stuff. But it was interesting for a while, but I think they overdid it. But I think we'll have more of that, because it's what the young uns want to see, don't they? That they want to see these interpersonal dramas. But we'll see. I don't know. We'll see. And finally, my last little note is I don't think it'll be based on Shire Mountain. We'll see the gate in a more open, less military base of operations. Not quite entirely public, but less controlled by the military. Probably by the I forgot the name. Oversight Committee. I forgot to call it now. IOA. Yeah, IOA. That's it. International Oversight Authority. I don't know what the A stands for. That anyway. That's more like that'll be in charge now. Although it will still have military personnel there. What else have I put? And I think the galaxy will have settled down for a decade or so, with the Tauri being the dominant explorers and policemen, quotes, of the Milky Way, with the Goa'uld and the Lucian Alliance relegated to second-rate powers, and any skirmishes quickly put down by the SGC/Jafar fleets. So that's what I'm thinking. I think everything's settled down, and then it all kicks off when the new big bad arrives. So they're my thoughts on what I think could happen. Justin says Rona Mitra, she was somebody before in Stargate. Yes, she was in Stargate Universe. She played the Lucian Alliance person, didn't she? She got killed, didn't she? She was also the first Tomb Raider, the first Lara Croft. No, technically she wasn't. She was the second Lara Croft publicity model for Rona Mitra. She was good in that film Doomsday as well. Gina would be good. She was good in Angel as Jasmine. Oh, the Angel she was in. I thought it was Buffy. Trust me to get it wrong. Right. So, Wind Grace, go for it.
Well, the thing that has me questioning how much of the galaxy we'll be exploring in this is the fact that they brought up like he wants it to reflect the world we're currently in. So I don't know how much further evolved they're going to make it. Like, are we going to have fleets of ships by now? Are we going to be, pan-galactic? I don't know. It seems like they want to focus a lot on the current, like not necessarily like current day stuff, but like it's just an extension of our current world. And if we're bringing back all this alien technology, I don't know how they're going to get away with that without making it feel like it's a much more advanced United States, planet Earth, and all that stuff. So I've seen people theorizing that it's not going to be necessarily set on Earth at the beginning. It's going to be like on an outpost that's kind of cut off from Earth, so we don't get to see too much of how things have evolved. But it's also questionable by the fact that they want it to be for a new audience as well. How much of the old lore are they going to really bring in? And I want to point to the new last couple seasons of Doctor Who where they're like, we're going to make this for a new audience, and then immediately brought back like obscure stuff from 50 years ago and did it poorly. So I don't know what they're going to do as far as like trying to bridge that gap of making it brand new, but also keeping 17 seasons of lore, depending on what we're including as canon and not.
Yeah, I've heard that before somewhere. I can't remember where I heard it, that it could be set, as you said, on another call, or like Alpha site, or or one of the other sites that gets cut off. I've seen that somewhere, but I can't remember where. But that would be interesting because as I said, it'd mean we wouldn't have to worry about what's going on Earth, would we? But you could argue that would make it a bit too much like Stargate Universe, couldn't it? They were cut off from Earth, weren't they? So,
well, there's a couple parts
Atlantis as well, I suppose.
Well, yeah, but that was actually cut off. Infinity was cut off, or Universe was cut off, but like they could talk to home, like you were saying.
Yeah.
So it didn't feel like they were cut off. It was just a little too much. But there were a couple things Infinity did well that I think they could apply to this. And one of the main premises of that show was it was a team on the run sort of a thing. So they were like hopping from planet to planet each time. So they didn't continuously come home to the base. They'd go from like, whatever jungle planet, then they'd go to the next planet, like trying to get somewhere. So it's kind of like Quantum Leap, sort of, as far as they're not returning to base. Yeah, they just keep going to place after place after place. So I guess they could do something like that too. Maybe they're so far out there in the edges of the universe they can't just gate home. They have to go through a system of gates to get back into the network or something. But that might be a little too far-fetched. I don't know.
Anything can happen. You never know, and it don't sound crazy at all. It's quite a good idea, isn't it? On a continuing adventure, just going through Stargates all the time. I mean, the series is called Stargate, after all, and some people argued that Stargate Universe, we didn't see enough Stargate action in that compared to the other series. But anyway, but Josh Temple says, one of these days I'll have to do a video about my thoughts on these subjects and would love to chat live with you guys. Cool, come on now. Come on now. Hey. You have to respect the law, says Justin, but also make a new path that is a logical progression. Yes, I agree. That's why I'd like to see like the Furlings come back, because it's a throwback to something that we know of. Not something that we know, because we've never seen them before, but we know of them. So,
I hope they don't bring the replicators back. That got a little too old.
Yeah. Did they destroy them all everywhere, or just in our galaxy? And just in the Asgard galaxy? I can't remember what they called it. Ida or something it was called, wasn't it? The Asgard galaxy. I can't remember.
Well,
I'm sure there's some still out there somewhere.
Is it Arc of Truth they brought him back, or Continuum? I know it was Arc of Truth.
Oh, Arc of Truth, yeah. But they brought one, well, they created one, didn't they, and then that replicated. but they dealt with it. Josh Temple says he's got no voice today. Oh dear, oh dear. But too busy being screaming at creatures that he's been harpooning. Yeah, so there we go. So yeah, I just hope they don't drop the ball, and hope they do a good job. I imagine they will, because as I said, it's the old gang, pretty much, coming back. I wonder if they'll bring any of the others back. I'm trying to remember the names of some of the other writers now.
There was Pete. Not Pete. Well,
Peter
he played Pete, but the DeLuise.
Yeah, and the one called, was it Martin? I forgot his name now. The one had his name on the side of a van in an episode, and I forgot his name. They were him as well, weren't they? I can't remember. My brain, I'll have to stun myself with me zats.
We'll let Michael Shanks see that.
Justy says, yeah, the replicator arc went on a bit too long. I think they overused the replicators a bit, didn't they? But I wouldn't be surprised if we see him again at some point. I wouldn't be surprised.
Especially with all the AI stuff in the real world.
Yeah.
I would imagine. But I thought it was a little too much when they started making them all humans. It was just, what's the point here?
Yeah. My brother wouldn't have liked that. I don't think he's particularly into Stargate, but he didn't like it when they made aliens look humans. I remember when Battlestar Galactica came back and they made the Cylons look human, and my brother was like, "Oh, it's a cop out, making them human, saving money." But
that'd be cool to see some actual aliens, because they did mention they're gonna use the budget for all they can wrangle these days. So I'm imagining we'll get things that aren't just the Canadian forest, and aliens that aren't just human looking.
Yeah, I hope it's not all shot on the volume though. I hope we do end up back in the forest, because that were a thing with Stargate, wasn't it? You wanted to see some fir trees and all that. But yeah, it'd be nice to see some different aliens, because we didn't see a lot of them, did we, in original Stargate? We did in Stargate Universe, because they were out billions of light years away, weren't they? But we didn't see that many in Atlantis or SG-1. We had the Amaroka chap. What fate Amaroka? Had him.
We had a few early on that were just one-offs.
Yeah.
Like the Ritu.
Yeah.
What's that guy, Tyler?
Them crystal aliens.
Oh, yeah. The mushroom guys.
Yeah.
But they looked human. They were just human in white bodysuits or whatever.
Yeah. But yeah, and with them aliens that popped up in, we saw them in. I can't remember now. I don't know what they called them. I can't remember. They were like there were two brothers of them. I can't remember. I think they were brothers.
Oh yeah, the tentacle dudes.
Yeah, they had weird eyes, didn't they? And they weren't the cleverest people out there, were they? I think it was that episode where they were going to get the Prometheus off Daniel, and
yes, Prometheus.
Vala, when Vala hijacked the Prometheus, she was going to hand it to them or something, and we saw them again later on. They were in cahoots with the Lucian Alliance. I think they ended up dying.
Well, they actually came back several times. I had forgotten. One of them died in that episode where they hired the mercenaries to come to Earth when Cam Mitchell was going to his high school reunion or whatever.
Yeah.
One of them was in that, and then another one was in the episode where Cam infiltrated the Lucian Alliance and pretended to be the second in command or whatever, using the ring that makes you think you're someone else.
Yeah.
And I think he died in that one, so I think they're both gone now.
Right.
But their race is probably still out there.
Well, yeah. I don't know what they were called. Did we ever know what race they were called? I don't know. But nice
I don't think so, because that was actually a joke. In the episode, they might have said it behind the scenes, but Cam's like, "You're a real whatever you are." So I think they were making a joke that they didn't name them, but I don't know.
Yeah. Well, we can't know all the names, can we, of all the species out there? Josh Temple says, they have the tools to do a great job. Oh, excuse me. They just need to follow through and not go to modern world crap we get nowadays. Yes, I agree. It's like to see a story on the Stargate universe third season in closing idea they had. Yes, I'd like us to know what's happened to Destiny one way or the other, even if it's just a mention. Either they're still out there or they've got back. But I'd like us to know one way or the other. And he goes on, I'd love to see an episode of McKay, Rush, Jonas, Daniel and Eli in a battle of wits, crikey.
Ooh.
Imagine McKay and Rush, crikey. Could they get those egos in one room? That'd be cool. But obviously that suggests that they've got back, the Destiny crew have got back.
Zelenka needs to be there
the
too.
Communication stones, but you never know. By this time, the Destiny, they might have found a way to gate to the Destiny without blowing up a planet. But because I think, both times they tried it, they blew up a planet, I think. But anyway.
Did they blow it up the second time? I can't remember.
I can't remember. Because it was the Lucian Alliance, wasn't it, that did it the second time. And I can't remember if the planet blew up. But,
Well, there's I was thinking of the other time when Picardo tried to negotiate for use of some other planet.
Yeah.
But I don't think they ended up blowing that one up.
No. Anywho, Justin says, will there be any old characters show, you think? Well, I hope so. As I said at the beginning, I went through my list. Basically, I want everybody back.
I assume...
That's not likely, is it?
I assume at least the 4 main people from SG-1. I would think if they're going to follow the example that they set in the original spinoffs, you'd probably have at least a Richard Dean Anderson and Michael Shanks cameo in the first episode. Whether or not they're actively participants, I don't know. I would assume Amanda would come back to direct as well as be in it. And Chris Judge, I don't know. I mean, I feel like he wants to, but he's also busy potentially with God of War series, so who knows?
But, it's only one job, isn't it? I'm sure he could squeeze in a bit of Stargate.
Yeah, I mean, if he's not a main cast member, I'm sure he could come back for a little bit.
Has Richard Dean Anderson said he's retired or something? Do you think they could coax him back?
I think I'm just thinking they get like some minimal amount of him for, film something on a screen or have him have like what they did with Zephram Cochrane in Enterprise, have like a speech he gave at some point that they play for new recruits. I'm thinking a good framing device might be that documentary that what's his name, Saul Rubinek filmed back in season 7 that was supposed to be shown to the world. So maybe that's like they have a news broadcast or something showing little clips from it, and then they cut to this was the scene 10 years ago when the Stargate was revealed to the world. Have little clips of people or something. Little montage for newbies to get up to speed.
I can't get my head round, though, the Stargate being public. I don't know. It makes me think of Independence Day Resurgence too much. Another Roland Emmerich thing. But anyway. And Josh goes on, and of course Carter comes in last minute with the fix. Well, yes, obviously. And Zelenka and Carter for the win. I'd like to see Zelenka come back, 'cause I liked Zelenka. I thought it was good. And it goes on, they blew up the first, and it was blamed on the attack. Blew up a second to get the Lucians there, but the third was not blown up. Right. I can't even remember what happened with that third one. I don't, because they were fibbing, lying to that planet, weren't they?
Yeah, they were lying, and then they used the communication stones to take over the bodies of the higher ups or something.
Yeah, I can't remember what happened in that one. I will have to rewatch it. Stargate Universe, but I can't watch it on Amazon over here because it's not available. Rights issues. Amazon, the company that owns Stargate, doesn't have the rights to show it on their own platform. Unbelievable. luckily I've got it on DVD.
I don't have Universe on DVD. I have the rest of it. I should get that.
Goes on, I think they should easily find the ZPM factor on Atlantis, and with it back at Earth, have a crew to make enough to use the Atlantis gate to gate there. Yeah, that'd be cool. Not have to worry about not having enough power to use the gates. But I'm not sure, would the ZPM have enough power to get to Destiny? I don't know.
Well, plus we have the issue of them getting all of the Asgard knowledge at the end of SG1. So who knows what or who or all the stuff they could have gotten from that.
That's true. The Asgard core. So were all that just on the Daedalus? Were all the Asgard knowledge just on the Daedalus?
I guess so.
No, they don't destroy the Daedalus then. Justin says, Resurgence was a classic. I want part 3. I quite enjoyed Independence Day Resurgence, to be completely honest.
It was supposed to be a trilogy, right?
Yeah, because they left it open, didn't they? We were supposed to be going to go out and find other enemies of the, what they call them, Reapers or Reavers or whatever they call them. Them aliens. Josh says, they took over people and almost got, it was a good episode. Yes, in that SGU one, yes. And create enough ZPMs, it should be able to. You'd think so, wouldn't you? We'll see what happens, won't we? That's all we can just wait and see what happens. I hope we get some information soon. Because now they've released this, they've made this announcement now, every Stargate fan's chomping at the bit for more information.
I think he said give it a couple weeks before he's going to give us more. He wants it to sink in before he starts giving details. So maybe after Thanksgiving, next week, maybe. I don't know.
Hopefully. I just want some clues as to where it's going to go, don't we?
Clues, maybe a couple announcements of returning or new people, but I don't want to know everyone. Like I'd like some surprises.
Will it still have the same format as like SG1 and Atlantis, where we'll have a team that's going through the gates for adventures and stuff, or will it be more like Stargate Universe? They didn't really have teams, did they, that went through the gates? Just everybody just did what they had to do, didn't they? They didn't have separate teams going, because they didn't really go. The only time they went through the gate was when they were in range of one, weren't they? Mm-hmm. To try and get resources.
I'm thinking maybe a Star Trek approach where they've got the base and they have specialists, maybe, so they assemble a team for whatever the mission is. Not necessarily. I mean, it's probably always has the same leader, but maybe they take, a medical person this time. Maybe they take a couple of extra security. Whatever they need for the situation.
Yeah,
not just 4 people.
Yeah, you'd have your core ensemble, wouldn't you? Like in Star Trek, it's usually like 7, 8, or 9 people, the core team, and then you can pick and choose from them who to send on the away mission. Could be something like that, couldn't it? Josh says they need to not be, I imagine, quiet for months. I want a few weeks to dream before they start messing with me. Yeah, I just hope they don't mess it up. I really hope they don't. And Justin asks how many episodes they're doing. I don't have the said. I don't know.
I don't think they've said.
I imagine it'll be what we're used to these days. It won't be 20 episodes, will it? I imagine.
I can't imagine. There's nothing making that amount of episodes besides maybe a few like sitcoms, and even them are only 12.
And Josh says they need to do more than just 8 or 10. I could settle for 12 minimum. Yeah, I agree. I bet it'll be between 10 and 15 or something like that. It'd be 15 maximum, I bet. Star Trek Discovery did that, didn't they? Early season, they did like 15 episodes, didn't they? So,
well, now we're whittling things down to where Strange New Worlds gets 6 for its last season.
Yeah, so it could be. You never know these days. It could be. I don't know. But if they are short seasons, I hope they're blooming good stories and getting on with it. Not like some of these shows, like Mandalorian, where it's got like 8 episodes or whatever, and he's going off on side missions, and you want a good story arc, a good through arc for every episode.
But not a mystery box through arc.
No, we need a good strong story that can be sustained for 8 episodes or whatever, and keep us on our toes and on the edge of our seats, or edges.
I also don't think they've announced how much they're, like, have they been contracted for a minimum of 3 seasons? Because that happens with a lot of these shows. Like, you've got $20 million for 3 seasons. Well, $20 million is not even an episode these days. $20 billion to make Rings of Power or whatever it was. And then no matter how bad it is or how good it is, we're going to keep you on for at least 5 years. So at least they can craft something.
Yeah. Hopefully, I bet that'll be among the first info we'll get. We'll get information about that, I think, that season length and all that, before we're told what the story is going to be about and who's in it and all that stuff. I think we'll learn the technical things before the creative things. Josh says, I'm excited to see what they can do now with graphics for sure, but I want proper live and not all CG AI generations. Yes, I agree. I said I don't want it. I want it to be filmed in a studio and on a nice Stargate command set, or out in the woods and all that place, or in the desert or whatever, on a location, and not just in the volume or in blue screens or whatever. I don't want all that.
Yeah, we need a practical gate, a practical wherever their home base is, assuming they have a home base. Then if they want to do some crazy magical CG of the week or something for, an episode where they're on a super alien planet they can't just do, that'd be kind of cool to see. But it's not needed for every little thing. Like when Strange New Worlds just does a 5-minute effect shot for no reason in the middle of the episode, it's like, we didn't need to waste the money on that. At least to me.
They've said that they're excited about the money that they've got to spend. So they've said they've got more money than I think they've ever had, or something like that. I'm sure I didn't mention that. They're excited what they can do with the money that they've been allocated, but they haven't said how much have they've been. I imagine it'll be a minimum $10 million an episode, won't it? I imagine these days.
Just spend it wisely is all I hope for.
Yes.
Not just fancy things for the sake of fancy things, because a lot of times lack of money leads to the creative parts of a show. So if you have enough money to throw at the problem, you don't have to solve it.
That's true. So I wonder where the Stargate's going to be. In Stargate, if we've got a new Stargate command, is it going to be? Are we going to have another little embarkation room? Basically it's a concrete room with a Stargate in it and a ramp, or is it going to be more open, like Atlantis or the Destiny Stargate room, but a bit bigger, a bit more spacious than the SG-1. So I wonder what it'll be like. I've got a feeling in my mind's eye I'm seeing the Stargate in like an open space, a bit like what we saw in, I can't remember the name of the episode, the one with I forgot the name of the aliens as well, the Ashen, that episode.
Oh, 2010?
Yeah, that's it. Yeah. A room like that. The Stargate were there, wasn't it? Because it was public, wasn't it, in that episode? I've got a feeling it'll be something like that. Not a public Stargate, but a more open space that the Stargate's in.
I wonder if it's going to be like a secret from the general people, but it's going to be pretty much well known to just everyone in the governments around the world. So it's kind of has sort of the best of both worlds. It's not a super secret on Earth anymore, kind of where it was getting in SG-1. You had all the cooperation, but a general guy working at 7-Eleven's not going to know about it.
Yeah. That's what I'm thinking is going to be like. There's going to be military involved, but more scientists as well, from all over the world. Each country that's in the IOA, allocate scientists to go and through the gate to different places. A bit like they were doing in SG-1 and all that, but a bit more so. But
Every country has their own ship at this point, I'm sure. Assuming they're going to continue on with that.
we'll see. Well, the Russian one didn't last very long, did
No.
it?
There was a Chinese one too that we were told about but never got to see.
Yeah.
There's a Sun Tzu, I think.
Yeah. We'll see, won't we? Will they still have the Daedalus class ships, or will they have new ships?
That's the part I'm not sure what they're going to do with, because if we have continued ramping up shipbuilding in the last 15 years, we should have a ginormous fleet of space tech. And how are we going to use that? Like, we should have at that point we would have been able to colonize. Well, we had the moon base reference in Continuum, so I would assume we probably have bases in our own solar system outside of Earth too.
Yeah, you'd think so. But how will they keep it all secret? But I suppose we wouldn't be building our ships. Saying that, though, they built the Prometheus underground, didn't they? And don't know where the Daedalus class ships were built. Were they similar? I don't know. Or were they built, around another? Did they build like a shipyard in another planet? I don't know. I wonder if we'll see space gates again in the Milky Way, because there were no space gates in the Milky Way, were there? They were just in Pegasus.
No, but didn't the space gates all have? They were all not the prototype, the Atlantis version. So I wonder if we're going to see this, if we're going to have the exact same Stargate, or if they're going to redesign it for this show. I hope it's the same.
Well, yeah. I suppose it depends, doesn't it? It depends where it's set. If it's set in the Milky Way, it'd be the original Stargate design, wouldn't it? But or could we be building our own Stargates now?
Maybe. I mean, technically, Atlantis was still on Earth the last time we left the show, regardless of what they said they were planning to do later. And at that point, the Atlantis gate superseded the Earth gate. So I suppose we could have taken their gate. I don't know. Kept it here. I don't know if they sent it back.
Or could it be set? I don't know. I'm thinking now. My mind's a whirl. I'm thinking of in Stargate Universe, you had the Destiny, and then you had the Siege ship ahead of it. Could we have found one of those and be using that to manufacture new gates? And so that'd give them a chance to design a new gate, wouldn't it? We've worked out how to get this to design gates how we wanted them to look, so they don't look exactly like the Stargate Universe gates. And it could be plopping gates all over the place. I don't know. As I said, my mind's a whirl.
But whatever they're going to do needs to be more accessible to a brand new audience member from what they were saying. So maybe they streamline the way the gate works. I hope we still get the dialing, but I don't think we'll have an iris anymore. It'll probably be something new and fancier. But
like a force field, like on Pegasus, like the force field in Atlantis. Josh Temple says, more flying turtles for everyone. The Daedalus class ships did look a bit like flying turtles, didn't they? I think they're cool. I never liked the Prometheus. I always thought it looked lumpy and just awkward. But the Daedalus class ships I thought looked amazing. They reminded me of something from like Space Above and Beyond. That's what they reminded me of. And just says, move it all to Mars. Easier to keep Earth from direct invasion. That'd be cool.
If he hadn't become controversial in the last few years, I imagine they would have probably referenced Elon in the show. But when Discovery did that, that didn't end well. So
I can't remember.
They did it twice. They said there was a list of like notable people in one episode, and then I think Stamets went to Elon Musk High School. He mentioned in one episode.
Oh, okay. Right. I'm not a fan of Discovery, so I don't know. Right, so, yeah, I'm trying to think, is there anything else that we can talk about? Um,
I just hope it's well made, both in story, people making it, casting it back. I don't want it to feel like, yeah, it's fine. Like, I feel like if it's fine, it's going to be worse than if it's terrible. If it's just like, did this need to exist as opposed to just being a garbage fire?
I've got to admit, if it's just okay, I'll kind of be happy. As long as I'm not watching it and going, oh, they've messed it up. I hope it's not like that.
I guess it's, yeah. But I feel like more so if it's messed up and terrible, it's easier to ignore that it exists. Whereas if it's just okay, it's like, well, this is the weak link of the canon now. Although I guess we still have Infinity, so never mind.
Which I will get round to watching.
I still haven't finished it. It's difficult.
But yeah. I say I hope they don't mess it up. I hope it. I don't. I'm building up my expectations, and I don't want them to be dashed. Because when Discovery were announced, even though I didn't like when we first saw the Discovery in that first trailer, the USS Discovery, I thought, oh god, it looks bloody awful, is that ship? But then when the first episode actually started, I thought, oh, it doesn't look too bad. But then when we saw the Shenzhou, which I like the shape of the Shenzhou, but when they put the bridge underneath the saucer section, I was like, oh, they're going there. They're doing things, they're swapping things around for no reason. And that's how that started me. My doubts about it. It's little things like that set me off. But I hope they don't do stuff like that in this.
I imagine not, because they brought back so many, or maybe not original people, but people that came in to the original series.
Yeah.
Brad's the only one who was there from the beginning, I think.
Andy Makita, well, the other, trying to remember the
Oh,
name, but put his
okay.
name on the van. Andy Makita just popped in my head. Yeah. So hopefully they'll remember everything about the series, and I hope we don't start seeing them going through the gate both ways and stuff like that. I hope they haven't forgotten the science, which I don't think they will have done.
Unless they decide to change it, which I don't know how I would like, but like
true.
Sam's just like, oh, I figured out a way to go through a wormhole both ways. Whatever.
Yeah. I mean, for all we know, it could be possible. I mean, could the Nox do stuff like that? Because they could just start a wormhole just by waving their arms, couldn't they? They could activate a Stargate just by waving at it. So who knows? Who knows what's going to happen? Josh Temple says, I think we all have hopes, but the money providers are experts at messing everything up. So we'll see, I presume.
It just needs to be fun.
Yeah.
Is really all it needs to do.
Yeah.
It doesn't really need to teach us anything. Doesn't need to be a dark and gritty exploration on society. I mean, you can have episodes like that, but it just needs to have that feeling, which the universe kind of lacked for a while, where you're just like not quite taking it super seriously.
Yeah, I was going to say, do you think they've learned their lessons from Stargate Universe, where they were trying to go down that Battlestar Galactica shaky cam route, gritty, excuse me, a bit more gritty and all that, which put a lot of people off to start with, me included. But it did grow, it got better, obviously, but it was too late by then, wasn't it? Oh, what the hell, princess? Me cat making noise. But hopefully, we'll go back to the old formula of SG-1 and Atlantis. That, good, light-hearted action adventure. That's what we want, isn't it, really? That's what I want, anyway. Josh says, it would be a twist for the ancients to go bad and turn on humanity, and we have to battle them with the tech we got from them. Yeah, you never know. Could the ancients become like the Ori were? Who knows? I'm going for the furlings.
I mean, that would make sense. It's something us fans know, but it's not super developed, so they can kind of make up whatever they want for a new audience.
The furlings. I've got loads of pictures here. I meant to display. Hang on, where is it now? It's not showing them now. Oh, never mind. I was going to go through like a slideshow of Stargate stuff, and I've lost them. It's not showing them. Oh, there we go. SG1, yeah. I think I've got one with Jonas in there somewhere, I think. There he is. Justice for Jonas. We want him back. I do anyway.
So do I.
Hey. All right, speaking of Stargate, there we go. And what an impact this announcement has had. I were on Prime, Amazon Prime, t'other day. I took this photo of me telly. Popular now, Stargate SG-1 Atlantis. And down there, recommended TV with subscription, Stargate Origins. Down there, I don't know if you can see it. There we go. So, it's made an impact on Amazon Prime. So there we go.
Little House on the Prairie. There you go.
Oh, yeah. I used to watch that when I was a kid. What else is there? Oh, The Hobbit. Black Sails. I used to love that. Apart from the last season, wasn't that good. But anyway, never mind. Josh says, bring on the Ewoks furlings. They're not like Ewoks that would pretend to look like big bats in my... So I was thinking furlings, as in unfurl or furling their wings. That's why I went with winged ones. Not furry. Furly. Wings.
Mr. Furley?
I know what I mean. Hey, you nub.
I mean, it's just weird. There's so much they could do at this point that it's like, what do you expect? Do you expect them to do what? Just keep it the same as far as... I mean, I don't know. Like, they haven't given any details, so...
Yeah, well, I expect... Well, I've told you what I think will happen in my little notes that I read out. That I think they're going to go for something new, a new, menace or whatever that we've got to sort out, or a new situation. But I think it's going to be, more up to date in storytelling terms. What we used to see in these days. That we see in modern. So I don't think it'll be like the old Stargate. I think it'll be similar enough, but more up to date. For 2026, 2027, whenever it's going to come out. And my hope is, the old fans will still be able to accept it, but I don't think they'll bring back the furlings. But you never know.
I mean, if they're going to bring back anything that was unexplored, that would be a good way to do it. Otherwise, they're just going to make something probably brand new that is not a connection to anything we've seen before.
Yeah. I was saying, Monta, earlier on about the Goa'uld, but they can't, can they? Because, I don't know, the Goa'uld will still be out there, won't they? But they said in Continuum that there were no more System Lords, because they said Baal were the last of the System Lords, didn't they?
Yeah. But I mean, there's, there could be a pocket of them in some other galaxy or something, or, I'm sure you've got that, the Unas ones, or...
Yeah, I can't see them wiping out all the Goa'uld, can they? So they'll still be knocking about somewhere, won't they? Some of them. It'd be nice to see them again, to be honest, because they kind of got forgotten about, didn't they? After.
Well, no, we still have Kinsey Goa'uld. They never wrapped up his story. He wasn't a System Lord, but
yeah, I can't remember what happened to him. I know
he was on the spaceship. He beamed up. I don't know if it was the Prometheus at that point or not. And then he what's it called? He ringed away at the end or something. while he was taken over by a Goa'uld, except for the fact that his voice modifier sounded different from any other Goa'uld. I'm just going to say Goa'uld. It is a lot easier from any other Goa'uld. So I was always under the assumption that he wasn't really one, because it sounded like he was actually wearing a voice box, but they never explored it. So I don't know.
Because I can't remember what happened to him.
So I was thinking if they want
nice to see him again.
Well, that's also my concern, because I feel like if they do bring him back now, he would be the easy stand-in to have a modern day political story. If he came back and like retook the presidency or something, that would be their angle to get it into doing a modern day political story, which I don't want them to. I want them to stay away from that and just do fun adventures.
They might do. I've just got it. It's popped in my head now. I told you, my mind is a whirl now. You've mentioned that. The end of season 1, where we've seen the president or whatever, all through popping up every now and again. And I don't know if they get to play the president, but the last scene, the cliffhanger for season 1 is his eyes start glowing. So that's how we know that the Goa'uld are running the Stargate program. or whatever.
Ooh. Been infiltrated.
Yeah. Josh says, my headcanon is the Ewoks, which lived long ago and far away, took the tech they had on Endor's moon and became the furlings of our time, making it all really mine. Well, that's fair enough, because it was a long time ago in a galaxy far, far away. Maybe it was the Pegasus galaxy.
In the Indiana Jones comics, Chewbacca is the origin of Bigfoot.
Oh, there you go. I thought Andre the Giant was the origin of Bigfoot.
Oh.
It's $6 million man. Hey. Anyway.
Oh,
right,
that was.
so,
I had one more thought actually.
Right.
You mentioned it briefly, but I think based on where things are modern day as far as storytelling, everything's going multiverse. Do you think they're going to bring in the quantum mirror and have more alternate stories or something like that?
Yep, that's the thought. I've just watched that episode today, actually. Yeah, you never know, do you? You never know. They could do, because it's out there, isn't it? So...
Yeah. I would think it would at least have made sense for them to set up some sort of interdimensional council with all these other SG-1s they've had contact with, at least, just to keep keep heads up, like, hey, we just got wiped out by the Goa'uld. You might want to watch out for that, or share tech, or share like the cure they gave to alternate Janet Fraser to save her world. Like, it just seems practical that they would have something like that.
Yeah. I don't know. We'll just have to wait and see, won't we? Like I said, anything can happen, can't we? The Stargate lore is that rich and vast, isn't it? That anything's possible. Or will they just go for something totally new and not ignore everything that's gone in the past, but move on from it? Who knows?
I don't know. I get the feeling they're going to try to keep as much hard, like, deep cut canon away as possible, at least for the first season. So it's probably going to just have to be basics, like, this is the Stargate, this is what it does. Maybe bring in like some big races like the Jaffa that are unique and recognizable in Stargate, but not go too deep as to really have to dive into the old stuff to know it.
I mean, after how many years? 14 years. Will there be Starbucks and McDonald's on Jafar planets? Because human influence is spreading across the galaxy.
Ooh.
Oh dear. Justin says, multiverse is a turn-off. It's so overdone and too hard to follow. A one-off is okay, but a whole thing, nah. Yeah, I agree. I think the multiverse stuff is a bit overdone, as is the AI stuff. I think everybody's doing AI stuff out there. It's a bit obvious, isn't it? So, but you never know. We will see. That's all we can do.
And hopefully Mayborn is still out there, even if we don't see him.
Yeah. I don't know, how old will that actor be now, though? I don't know.
Probably a similar age to Richard Dean Anderson. I don't know. He was on Gate World recently. He did an interview, I think. One of the Gate World or the other one, Dial the Gate. I can't remember.
So we've got to remember all these actors and actresses are getting older, aren't they? And it's, as I said, it's 14 years since Universe ended.
True. I always wanted him to come back in season 8 or 9 or 10 as a prior. That was my headcanon, but
Oh, yeah, that'd have been cool. Will we see the Priors again? I don't know. 'Cause are they still knocking about? Or did they just turn back to humans after the Ori were defeated?
they turned the one back, but they had to show him the arc to do it. So
Yeah.
I wonder.
I mean, did it turn him back? I can't remember. Or did he just turn him into a goodie? I don't know. Oh, and Sentai Ranger Donny's here. Hello, Steve, Winggrace, and all. Hope everyone is well, despite Super Sentai, basis for the Power Rangers, ending its half-century run. I know sod all about the Power Rangers, apart from the song.
I have one up there.
Cool. I think I never got into. I think I might have been at a funny age when Power Rangers started. I think it might have been in between being like too old or whatever. I don't know, but because I'm an old fart.
I mean, it was after Ninja Turtles. Were you into that?
No, I'm never really into
Okay.
Ninja Turtles either. They never called them Ninja Turtles over here. It was Hero Turtles.
Do they still do that to this day? Like with the Michael Bay movies, Hero Turtles?
No, I don't think they do. But the cartoon series, they changed it to Hero Turtles because ninjas were allowed for some reason. I don't know why. But anyway, it's much the same way that the series Top Cat, the cartoon. Yeah, back in the day, the Top Cat with Officer Dibble and all that. Over here, it was called Boss Cat because there were a cat food brand called Top Cat.
Oh,
so they couldn't use that. They changed it to Boss Cat. But everybody in the series called him Top Cat. Even the song, they said, but when the card came up, it said Boss Cat. But anyway, I'm going off on a tangent. Jostem says they need Mayborn sitting in the chair in a Hawaiian shirt just in the background. Living the high life. That's what he's doing somewhere. Ivan Ooze. We're in trouble. Ninja Hero Turtles is 9 years younger than Super Sentai, 9 years older than Power Rangers. I know nothing of Power Rangers or Turtles. Speaking of Turtles, I'm looking forward to its next live action movie. Likewise, a new Stargate show on Prime. Sign me up, yes. Speaking of Turtles, I'm enjoying it. Welcome to Derry.
Yeah, I'm 2 episodes behind on that. I was gone last week, so I missed it.
I'm really enjoying that. I think it's really, really good. I won't spoil anything if you're not up to date.
I noticed they've been bringing in a lot of other Stephen King works into the universe.
We've got Dick Halloran in it, haven't we?
Yeah.
The main character.
But then they also mentioned they were going to send the one guy to
Shawshank.
to Shawshank and stuff. So is it supposed to be like all of the stuff in the universe has happened, or does it not really matter?
I don't know, to be honest. I don't know, because I watch the Heavy Spoilers reviews, and Paul on Heavy Spoilers sometimes says, because they were going to send that one chap to Shawshank, and they were saying it'd be around about the time that Andy Dufresne were in there, along with Morgan Freeman and all that. They were in Shawshank at that time, so could they get mentioned? But things have happened, so I won't.
Okay.
It says Derry is excellent. Yes, it is. There was that other show, wasn't there, that were on?
Yeah, that's what I was thinking of. Castle Rock, I think it was called.
That's it. Yeah, that's it. There was that other show that brought Stephen King properties, and I think only lasted like 2 seasons, didn't it? Something like that.
I only watched the first one, but yeah.
And it wasn't too bad. It was quite good. I quite enjoyed that. But anyway, the ending of this season may be sad. I imagine it won't be a happy ending, will it? This Welcome to Derry, because it's in the past, and we know that it's going to end with a big tragedy, don't we? Because they don't beat Pennywise until modern times. It Chapter 2, but
Yeah, I'm assuming this is a prequel to the movie, right? Not.
yeah,
Yeah, because the timeline would make sense.
yeah, because we've got Bill Skarsgård is playing Pennywise in it. At some point,
So we know at least one person survives this series and goes on to the original movie.
yeah. Well, and we know Halloran survives because he goes on
Well-
to work at the Overlook Hotel, doesn't he?
Unless they want to do this like, oh, we've changed the timeline at the end of it or something.
You never know. You never know. Anyway, right. So we'll leave it there. We're all done and dusted. So thanks, Wingrace. Tell everybody where you can be found.
Anywhere you want me now. On the YouTube channel Windgrace Project.
Go and subscribe and all that stuff. Right, so anyway, so what's coming up next for me? What day are we on? Wednesday. On Friday, I'll go through my stuff. What I'm doing. For Friday Night Upon with Fear this week, we're doing The Conjuring. The Devil Made Me Do It, and I still haven't watched it. And I'm going to have to watch it tomorrow, and all the special features, which I hope there's loads of.
Which number is that technically?
It's the third one.
Third?
The
Okay.
third. Conjuring 3. I had to put that on the YouTube thing. I had to put Conjuring 3 because they want enough characters. They only allow you 100 characters on YouTube, and they want enough characters to fit all my title on. So that's coming up, and then on Monday, for Magnificent Mondays, it's The Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe. Chronicles of Narnia, The Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe. So that's on Monday.
Starting your Christmas season?
Yes, doing in December and beginning of January. All Christmassy films for both Magnificent Mondays and Friday Night Appointment with Fear. So I've put a list. I've put a list in the community section or post section or whatever it's called these days. Donny says, both Ninja Turtles and Stargate are among my honourable mention entertainment franchises so far. Cool. Stargate is way above my honourable mentions. It's in there.
Stargate's probably just under Star Trek for me. And sometimes I even like it better.
Yeah, I was just going to say that. Sometimes the flip-flop. Stargate and Star Trek sometimes flip-flop. It depends how long it's been between I've seen, I've done like a watch-through of them.
So far, Stargate has less weak links, I think, than Star Trek, but we'll see how this goes.
Yeah. I think I skip fewer episodes of Stargate than I do Star Trek, to be honest. But anyway, right, so we'll leave it there. So thanks, Josh, for keeping me company while we talk about Stargate. And I didn't get cold feet like I did last week. I don't know. I had like a panic attack. It was weird. On Sunday, I was ready. I was sat here, I had this on and everything. I was waiting with this. I was waiting with this. And I just suddenly had a panic attack and I just cancelled the stream and it was all weird. Anyway, right. So we'll leave it there.
Happy Thanksgiving to everyone over in America land.
Yes, happy Thanksgiving over in the States. Enjoy your turkey or whatever it is you're going to be eating.
Do you have an equivalent at all? No? Okay.
No, my nephew's birthday. Two of my nephew's birthdays tomorrow, and which I forgot about. So I've got to go driving over to my brother and sister's house tomorrow with birthday cards. That's the closest we get to Thanksgiving.
MGM Plus subscriptions for Stargate.
Not that you can see all of Stargate on MGM Plus in the UK for some weird reason. Anyway, right, so I'm going to go now, so we'll leave it there. So thanks Wingrace, and thanks Justin and Josh Temple and Sentai Ranger Donny. Did we get anybody else coming? So let me check. I don't think so. I'll just go and check on Rumble and make sure we haven't got anybody in the Rumble chat. It's not showing the chat. I'm going to have to refresh the page. No, we haven't. Very rarely somebody chats in Rumble. And nobody in Twitch either.
It would have let me add my pictures here. I didn't realize that. Okay.
Yeah. Oh, do you want to add something?
No, I was just thinking earlier
right,
there,
oh,
there
right.
was something I was talking about. I'm like, oh, I should show what I'm talking about, but
Oh, right.
I didn't realize I was able to do that.
Yeah, I think you can share screens or whatever if you're a guest. Anywho, right, so we'll leave it there. So as I said, so thanks for watching wherever you are. Chevron 8 is locked. That's what he said, didn't he, Joseph Malozzi, in his X post. He said Chevron 8 is locked. Does that mean they're going to another galaxy?
Going to another universe.
No, whatever. Don't know. But anyway, so we'll leave it there. So thanks for watching wherever you are. Look after each other, and until next time, I'll say the. Got to find my thing now. I'm going to play the long intro. So, right. So see you later.